Dolly. All right, cool. Well, it looks like things are set up and working, kind of. Maybe just going a little, there we go. Might have a little delay, might have a little lag. If you're streaming on Twitch, unfortunately right now I cannot see the chat, but I can see the chat on Facebook. So I got a new setup for cooking while intoxicated. That way I can use the camera, you can see everything here, me chopping, cooking, sizzling shit up, and then you can see me getting drunk. So it's yeah, it's fun. So I really like this new setup. We'll probably be streaming a little bit more with this, just because it's an easy as hell setup. It's a lot better than what I had before. So I'm excited to try this tonight. I've done a Beef Wellington once before, but the thing about the Beef Wellington is it's hard because I overcooked the beef. Now with the Beef Wellington, you don't want to overcook the beef, but it's difficult. You need to get a good sear, and then you got to put that shit in the oven and let the puff pastry cook. So we're hoping for a good medium rare tonight. We'll see what we get. As long as it's not fucking raw, I'm happy. So in case you were wondering, yes, I might already be a little bit intoxicated. I finished off a bottle of wine, and I'm about to open up a bottle of red wine because, of course, red wine goes great with the Beef Wellington, and I'm going to make a sauce out of it when I'm done. So I'm excited for this. So I guess fucking shit, let's get started. I'm going to grab my food processor because I forgot to do that before I set shit up. I might not even need or use the food processor, but it's just nice to have in case I do need it. Yeah, I might be able to get the mushrooms chopped up with a knife as well as I can, so we'll see. I was gonna make a margarita, blood orange margarita, but I figured if I'm drinking wine, I probably shouldn't. So that's what that setup over there is for. If you can see it, I'll step out of the way. But I am making a making tacos later on in the week, and they're going to be more like Hawaiian, Asian inspired, Pacific Islands inspired tacos. Not traditional tacos, but hey, you know what? They're going to be good. And we can still drink a margarita with that shit, especially a blood orange margarita. In case you give a fuck, the wine I am drinking tonight and will be using to make a nice little sauce is from Cooper's Hawk Restaurant and Winery. Shit is good. It's an Argentinian red wine. I'm a member of their wine club, and let me tell you, it is worth the fucking value. So, we are gonna start out. We're gonna rinse our glass out, because I had a Grenache rosé in there earlier. Polish that off, which I don't normally like rosés, but the Grenache is my favorite grape, and it is not sweet like a lot of rosés I've had in the past. It is very dry and very good. I enjoy it. So I will probably always get a Grenache rosé if I can. That's probably the only rosé I will buy. But hey, what are you gonna do? So this is called Los Caballeros, and the back of it says Gacho, Vaquero, Cabralero. Cowboys may be called by many names, but they all ride according to a single code, their own. Los Caballeros is for the restless ones leading the herd, never following it. Brimming with dark berries and hints of leather and tobacco, this adventurous blend rouse the unbridled soul alive in us all. I said it is from Argentina, but you know, I had it at a tasting and it tasted fucking phenomenal. So I'm going to pour me a little glass just to get started with the cooking. I'd really like to be able to get the chat windows up over here, but it's a little difficult. I don't know where they are, so we're just gonna move some shit and hope for the best. Okay, cool. So now we're getting somewhere. I can move this here and see if I can find our fucking I just don't know where they're at. I really would like to see what's going on Twitch, so maybe I should just open up a new tab and sign on to Twitch. That way I can figure it out that way. We'll move this over here. Sorry, I'm like experimenting with this shit, so you gotta bear with me. This is my first time setting this new style up, so I don't give a fuck if you are irritated about it or not. These will get more like as we go, they'll be a little bit better. So all right, we got our chat room open over here, so I can see any comments on Facebook now and on Twitch, and I'm streaming on YouTube, but I don't really give a fuck about YouTube. So, all right. Cool, I got a good setup now. I can see comments, I can see everything that I need to see, and we should be good to go. This wine is fucking good. All right, so if you've never had a Beef Wellington, it is basically a filet mignon tenderloin wrapped in a puff pastry, and with some mushrooms chopped very, very, very finely, and the way Gordon Ramsay says it, a shallot. I call it a shallot. Actually, I do call it a shallot just because of Gordon. But that's the thing. We're gonna sear the steak, wrap it up in that puff pastry, and pop that sumbitch in the oven, and see what we can do for that. So it's 8:10. I wanted to start this a lot earlier, but of course, you know, shit happens. So I had to get things set up, and then I had to run to the store and get some eggs. Alright, so first, we're going to chop the fuck out of these mushrooms. I really should just put them in the food processor, but we're not going to do that. So I have already washed these. And dried them, so there's no extra moisture in there. And right now, we're just going to chop these fucking things up. And I'm probably going to put this in the food processor. You know what? Fuck it. We're going to put it in the food processor. All right, we will move our little buddy right here. can't see where I'm. Ooh, well, you can kind of see right there. You can kind of see. There we go. I'm still getting all the angles and shit figured out of where things are and where I need to be, so bear with me here. Alright, I'm going to toss these mushrooms into our food processor. Why work harder when you can work smarter? I don't need to chop all these up. I can use a food processor because we need to get them fine as hell anyway. Alright, now let's... I don't want it to be a paste, we just want it to be a little bit of a blend. We just want them real fine. Because we're going to cook them down. We are going to cook those mushrooms down. That actually looks like it might be exactly where we need it. We'll give it one more spin around there. All right, we should be good. I am going to plop these mushrooms right over here. We'll get rid of our food processor. Now, we're going to chop up some shallot. Here's our shallot. And we are just going to slice it a little bit. I'll just cut it like I normally cut a regular onion. Make a couple slices. End part off because I don't want that. It still has some stem and covering on it. So then we're just gonna slice. And we're gonna chop that up a little more so it doesn't matter if I don't get all of them on a good size yet. So, chop these up as fine as we can get them. Then we're going to take a wine break. Oh shit, take a wine break. I got prosciutto. I got it. It's right here. I am prepared, Lori. And I will see you on Saturday if I don't see you tomorrow. I'm just dicing these shallots as fine as I can get them, and then we're gonna throw them in with our mushrooms, get some of the moisture cooked out of them, and make a little sauce. So, if you are watching on Facebook, Twitch, wherever the fuck you're watching at, let me know what you think of the camera setup. Is this... yeah, because it's brand new. It's the first time I've set up a camera like this. Because I bought new equipment finally after it being in my Amazon wish list for over 2 years. I finally pulled the trigger and bought the thing I can mount my camera and phone to the counter. So that is pretty nice. So we'll probably be streaming a lot more now that this setup is so easy and a lot easier than previously. So I don't have to mess with a fucking tripod and get correct angle. I can just set my shit up where it needs to be set up and we are good to go. And I am not eating any sides with this tonight because it's enough by itself. And mainly because I don't have anything to make sides with because I didn't think about that. Made green beans last night. That was supposed to be a side. Made green beans and a mushroom risotto. And then a seared and kind of baked red snapper with a mango nectarine salsa. I did a little cilantro. I did a little cilantro, did a little jalapeno, and nectarines and mangoes. It turned out really good. I liked it. I wasn't happy with the sear on the fish. I still can't figure out my new pan with that, but we'll get there. I haven't cooked fish in a while too, so it's especially snapper. It's a lot like thinner than most fish. So, and maybe next time I'll just buy the whole fucking fish and just bake it head and all. Alright, you know what? That looks fine enough to me, so we're gonna get this shit off our knife. Don't really do this because that's dangerous. You cut the fuck at yourself. Alright, tell Mr. Jules I said hello. So I'm trying to get this set up so I can see because there is a slight delay from the Facebook part of things and then what I'm doing. So I'm watching the video, streaming it on Facebook, but also watching the video in my studio, and there's a slight delay. But now I have it set up so I can see what I'm doing live and it will transfer perfectly. So, yeah. I probably won't use all this shallot and probably won't use all those mushrooms because I'm only making a Beef Wellington for one this evening. So I don't know, maybe like red wine drinkers will understand this. This wine is almost chewy, if that makes sense. Maybe it's just the tism. But it's kind of like, it's chewy, you know? Like, it's very, very dry, I can tell you that much. And it's definitely got some bold tannins up in that bitch. So the Beef Wellington will take some time, so we're going to be here for a while tonight. So I might end up making a cocktail. We'll see what the fuck happens. How about that? But right now, we're going to start our mushroom duxelle. We got our hex-clad pan. I fucking love this thing. I got it for Christmas. And I hope to get more because fuck, man. These things are fucking awesome. Hex-clad is the way to go. I like my stainless steel. Oh, there's Dolly back there barking. I like my stainless steel, but I really, really like the hex clad. Need to slow down on that wine. All right, we're gonna turn our pan on here and get some heat going. I've got some salami or pepperonis or whatever the fuck it is, charcuterie something. I forgot what kind it is. Well, I'm gonna butcher this fucking word, so sorry, Italians. Finocchiona and Varzi. Or Varzi. I don't know the difference. They look the same to me. I also got a nice dank ass blue cheese over here. And a nice hard cheese. I'm about to drink out this fucking bottle. What am I doing? I'm crazy. Alright, our pan is hot. So we are going to toss in a little bit of olive oil. I love this olive oil. If you haven't seen this olive oil, I highly recommend you get it. The Grazia. It's great. You get this little bottle, and then you buy refills in a can, recyclable cans, and keep filling that shit up. So you're doing better for the environment. And I can tell you right now, it's a hell of a lot better than this shit. Alright. Ooh, those is very fine chopped mushrooms. So in they go. Like I said, we probably won't use all of this, but we'll use a lot of it. What we don't use, I may use for our red wine sauce. And then we're going to throw our shallots in as well. And give it a nice stir. Sprig of rosemary. We're just right now want to cook the moisture out of this. I've started making some Thai food recently too. I started making some pad ki mao, and it is fucking tasty. That's my favorite Thai dish, and I looked up a recipe, made it, and it turned out fucking phenomenal. So I'll probably do a stream of that soon. I'll probably do another stream this week with the tacos. I'm gonna do some tacos. So what I do with those tacos is I marinate them. I marinate some skirt steak in some soy sauce, garlic, and ginger. And then I cook the steak. I cook the skirt steak, chop that shit up, put it in tacos, and I do a pineapple, red onion slaw. I've made a variation of that for a good friend's wedding. I smoked the meat and chopped it instead of cooking it in a skillet or something like that. But it turned out pretty fucking good. Everybody loved it. So it's one of my favorite things, one of my favorite tacos to cook, but I don't cook many tacos. I don't cook it very often. I should, because it's quick and easy. So we're just trying to get the moisture out of this, and it is happening. See some of it in there. That's exactly what we want. Almost like a pate there. I will say, if you have the means, and you're a wine drinker, and you like wine, and they're not paying me to say this, I just like the fucking place. Cooper's Hawk, man, it's especially if you can do the wine club, it's a hell of a deal. Went the other day, and two people. Well, I've been several times recently. I get a wine tasting for two people once a month, and that's awesome. I get 2 free bottles, and they're not free because I pay monthly, but I pay $40 a month. I get 2 bottles and a free bottle for dinner. So I can't really be mad at that. I earn points for discounts, and then on my birthdays, and my partner's birthdays, we get 25, I think, off, maybe? 10? 15? I don't know. But then I get rewards, so 15, I've already got $15 off. So you can go in there and get a good-ass meal, because the food doesn't suck. And that's coming from me. I like their spaghetti sauce, and if you know me, you know that's fucking wild that I like their spaghetti sauce. But I do. It's tasty, it's pleasant, and I enjoy it. But it is a hell of a deal if you can swing a $40 a month and you like wine, you get 2, 3 free bottles a month, and it's fantastic. I enjoy this one a hell of a lot. You know what? The recipe doesn't call for it, but this is cooking while intoxicated, and we make questionable decisions when we cook. So we're gonna put a little red wine up in this mushroom shallots mixture. And we're going to let that red wine cook off and see what that tastes like with this shit. Shouldn't take too long at all to cook down that wine. Maybe I should not make a mess of myself. I will say this blue cheese is dank as fuck, and it is good. Gotta get some more Italian meats. Throw a little salt in here. A little pepper. And we're going to let this sit for a second. I have to pee because I have already started drinking, and I will be right back. Alright, I'm gonna wash my hands again because I know how you internet fuckers are. He didn't wash his hands. He didn't do that. Fuck you. Fucking trolls. So we're gonna do it again on camera just so you see it. Mm-hmm. Another little stir. It's almost ready to go. I'm gonna put my watch on the charger and we will finish this in just a second. I don't have any music playing today because they always like to mute me. But I might put on some music and just turn it down really low. I might put a record on. I bought a couple new records this weekend. You get rid of this rosemary now. Get rid of some of the leaves that fell off there, because they can be a little tough at times. I mean, that did look like a lot of mushrooms, but look at that. That really has cooked down quite a bit. All right. Gonna pause the burner, and we are going to dump this mushroom pate duxelle, whatever the fuck you want to call it, into our little container here. Some's getting, oh, there's some rosemary in there we need to get. I don't want rosemary leaves in there. Dolly! Baby girl, it's okay. Stop it. Dolly hears dogs and she likes to bark. She's a good girl though. She's just trying to protect me. And I've kind of like been doing a little bit more training with Dolly. Not really training, I would say. I've just been more aware of things and reacting better with her. I don't know if it's just a little bit more confidence with her or what, but she's been listening a lot better lately on walks and stuff, so I'm excited about that. Trying to break her of fucking freaking out every time she sees a dog. It's just gonna take some time. Just gonna take some time. I do need to preheat our oven. I forgot to do that. That's what happens when you cook intoxicated. And I'll tell you what, I'm not gonna eat till fucking 11 o'clock probably. God damn it. If you know me, you know that happens a lot. I'm preheating the oven to 400. So we'll see. I said I was not going to drink no more wine for dinner. Well, at least I told myself that. Didn't tell you that, but I told myself that. But after this glass here, no more until dinner. And, you know, I might make a cocktail because we're going to need to fucking fill some time while I let this shit set in the fridge for a minute. Alright, we got our eggs for our egg yolk wash, which we will use that here shortly. We got our rosemary for the tenderloin. I'm going to set the eggs over here for right now. Take a sip of wine. And we are going to season our filet. I'm going to use this prosciutto, however the fuck you want to call it. I don't care. I'm going to use that one rather than the other one. So this filet is not very big. The Beef Wellington won't be very big, but it's enough for me, and that's what fucking matters, right? Me. This is closest to a center cut I could get. But I don't even know why they put a fucking put a string around that. Why the fuck would they do that? Anyways, here's our tenderloin. We got it from Whole Foods. Whole Foods, it might be a little bit more expensive, but in my experience, the food lasts longer. The produce lasts longer. I'm not throwing away shit within 5 days or 4 days. I've had produce that I got from Whole Foods last me like 2 weeks before it like started wilting and getting shitty. So like, better quality. Of course it's gonna be a little bit more expensive, but it's good. It's good. So we are going to season this. I'm going to use some salt, some pepper, and a little bit of Shoot's steak seasoning. So we're going to may add some other spices and shit in here too, but we'll see. So I'm just going to make our little spice mixture. We're going to put some Shoot's up in here. We're going to get some salt. If you don't have a salt boat and you like to cook, you get a fucking salt boat. I know it doesn't look like a boat, but it's called a salt boat. I keep my kosher salt in there and I can just grab it and pinch as I need. It's fucking fantastic. Throw a little pepper up in that bitch. And this Shoot steak seasoning already has garlic and onion powder and shit like that in there, so I'm not gonna mess with it. Everything else, just want some salt, some pepper, and a Shoot seasoning. So make sure it's all nice and mixed. Make sure our tenderloin or steak is dry. Extra moisture out. And now we are going to season. Shit might be bouncing everywhere, but we're gonna get this sumbitch seasoned and tasting good, so. We'll get the sides as well. We want flavor all through this bitch, so I'm just gonna dump this seasoning on a plate. I'm gonna roll it up in here. Get it all nice and seasoned, because we know that seasoning will come off once we hit the thing. So We overseason. I don't even think there's such a thing as over seasoning. There's over salting. You can definitely do that. But over seasoning them in general, I don't think it's possible. Look at that. We got a nice little fucking season crusted filet mignon right here. And now we're gonna cook it. We're gonna cook it. Not fully. My mistake before, I think I realized it, was my pan was not hot enough. So it took longer to get a good sear. We're hoping to prevent that this time. So it is right now on my burner is on max high sear, which is about a little over 560 degrees. So we're gonna heat this sumbitch up as hot as we can get it. And this hex clad conducts heat like a motherfucker, so it won't be long. If you are watching, please share with your friends and your families and all your peoples, because, you know, I'm trying to get back into this. I'm trying to grow it. You know, if I have one viewer, if I have just me watching, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to keep doing it and having a good time because I deserve it. I deserve to have a good time. I deserve to have fun doing streaming. And that's what I'm going to do. I mean, like, why the fuck not, right? So, ooh, there we go. I see our pan a little smoky. I'm going to turn it down just a bit. Throw some olive oil up in that sumbitch. Are we ready for this? You ready for this fucking sizzle? I ain't gonna say shit. Ready? 1, 2. If this doesn't sizzle, I'm gonna feel like a bitch. But here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we got a sizzle. I think the skillet is the perfect temperature at the moment. And of course, you're not making steak or making meat unless you take your tongs and go like this. So I did that, so it's official. We're making food. I just want to get a good sear on it. And you know we're throwing some butter in that sumbitch. I need some music going on, man. I'll be right back. I'm gonna put some music on as soon as I flip this to the other side. Alright, I'm gonna play some Nina Simone, but it might block my audio, but I don't give a fuck. Golly, hush. I definitely got the sumbitch hot enough, that's for sure. And toss our butter in. Toss a sprig of rosemary in. I'll grab a spoon, let that butter melt, and start basting our steak. Take our rosemary sprig. Yes, it's hot as fuck, but we're just gonna dust our steak in butter. Alright, now I'm turning it off. It's off. Alright, got some butter mixed into that, a little bit of rosemary and our seasonings. Seriously, I'm not gonna eat till fucking midnight. Oh well. I'm gonna take this off. Alright. Got that on the table, on a plate. Just gonna pour this melted butter over it. Let it soak in that melted butter. Set it right there. Clean out our pan, rinse out our pan real quick. I guess I can do dishes. I can do dishes while we wait for this fillet and everything to cool down in the fridge. So, but first, we need to do our egg wash. I use our thing here. The only good things from Prep Deck: don't ever buy a fucking Prep Deck. If you see it advertised, it sucks. These are great though. The equipment, the containers here are fucking fantastic. But we only want the egg yolks out of this. So we're gonna split this. And of course I already got egg white in there. We'll dump that out. But we got our yolk. And that is what matters. Dump that egg white out, dump the yolk in. And number 2, we'll do it again. Got a little egg white in there, but that's okay. It's not that big of a deal. Alright, there we go. Washing our hands again. See, you gotta be clean, internet freaks. Water's so hot it hurts. Sucks. My water heater does a good job. Had to have him come fix it the other day, but we still do a good ass job. Alright, so I'm going to stir this egg yolk up a little bit. And we're going to add just a splash of water in here. Mix that up so it's a little more pliable. Alright, there we go. We got our egg yolk mixture going. Alright, got our egg mixture going. We got our mushrooms going here. We got our wine. Cheers. like a douchebag, but I'm putting it on backwards. It's just getting in my way. I haven't shaved my head in a while, so I need to keep the hat on. I'm gonna pop this tenderloin in the freezer. Just to cool it down a little bit. We're going to use our counter surface here for puff pastry, so I'm going to make sure it is clean and sanitized before we start using it. All right. Now it's time for our pastry poof. But we need some flour before that. Gotta lightly flour your surface here. Toss some flour on our countertop and mix it around a little bit. You know what, I might make me a cocktail, even though I said I wasn't going to. Maybe it's the wine in me, but I don't want to feel like shit tomorrow. I'm going to the office. I work from home on Mondays and it's fantastic. But I might even try to do a fancy ass lettuce on this Beef Wellington tonight, but we will see how I feel. Because it's already 9 o'clock and I haven't even started baking the motherfucker, and it's got to set with this shit on it for 30 minutes. So I'll make a cocktail in that time. Yes, we will. Good news is I won't have to use all this puff pastry. I did not make my own puff pastry dough. Sorry, but I did not. Trying to get it to be a little flatter. There's a crease in it. This is more than we need, but it's going to work. And we will try to make a lattice for the other style. Yes, I'm getting serious about the time. Because I'm already late. Okay. We're gonna open our prosciutto, or prosciutto if you're fucking from the Northeast. Well, this prosciutto doesn't want to come apart right. So I'm just gonna eat it. Well, shit, none of it's coming off right. I'm just gonna eat it all. These will work because there's paper in between each slice. Well, it's still sticking too. God, man. We're gonna make it work. Even if it's a little fucked up, we're gonna make it work. You ain't gonna see the inside of it, so does it really matter? Wait, I don't remember if I put the prosciutto on first or if I put the mushrooms. That's probably an important thing, huh? Alright, we do the prosciutto first, that was correct. I'm gonna put it kind of here in the middle because we need to fold this shit over. And that'd be easier. I let this prosciutto set out too long, but I was eating some of it. We're gonna make it work anyway, though. Alright, I feel like that's enough of the prosciutto. So, we are going to move on to another glass of wine. I said I wasn't going to do one until I cooked, until I ate, but I lied. Because this is cooking while intoxicated, and if I'm not intoxicated, it's a lie. And I'm not a liar. Cheers. Eat the rest of the prosciutto. Okay, now we're going to put our mushrooms on here. Look at that. We did use all the mushrooms. How about that? At least most of them. Still some moisture in there I'd like to get out. So we will use a paper towel. Soak up some of that moisture. Because there's a lot of moisture in that son of a bitch. Alright, I think that's as good as we're going to get it. So now, I'm going to rinse off this brush that had egg on it. Give it a little clean. Got our tenderloin. Thankfully, putting it in the freezer cooled it off quickly, but we need to add some Dijon mustard to it. So, I'm just going to squirt a little bit on top. I'm going to brush it in just to cover. We just want to coat it. We just want to coat the tenderloin with some Dijon mustard. Little piece fell off. It's good. And it's still rare as fuck in there too, so we're on a good track for a good medium rare. Alright, now we're going to plop our tenderloin smack dab in the middle. Rinse this mustard off my motherfucking hands. I'm gonna have a sip of wine. Cheers. Alright, now we're going to take our puff pastry and fold it over. We're going to have a little excess, which that's fine. We got our pizza cutter. Chop that dough off. Just making sure we are nice and sealed over here. Making sure we're all sealed up here. We got a little mushroom on the outside, but that's all right. That is A-OK. All right, we got our shit here. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some plastic wrap. Probably more than I need, so that is just fine. Now we wrap it. Well, almost. First, we do an egg wash on it to make sure everything's sealed up nice and tight. Then we wrap it. Egg yolk over everything here, just to seal it up. Grab the other side and get it too. All right. We'll come back to that. I'm gonna rinse these hands off. Don't want egg all over my hands. Now, instead of the refrigerator, like this recommends, I'm going to put it in the freezer so we can get done a little quicker. And we are going to spin that shit so it's wrapped up tight. And then I broke the plastic, so we're going to have to do it again. Ugh. This is what happens when you cook intoxicated. You kind of fuck shit up every once in a while. But you ain't eating than I am, so fuck you. I'm sorry, that was mean. But still, fuck you. More plastic wrap, that's what I mean. I forgot for a second. Like I said, this is going to be a long tonight. But I can tell you right now, it will be worth it. Flopping our Wellington down. Getting a little bit more plastic wrap than we actually need. And then we cut it. Alright, let's see if we can get this time. We can get it to work this time and not cut the edge. Alright. So we're kind of there. We got our beef Wellington with some mushrooms showing. I don't give a fuck though. And I'm going to pop this in the freezer for a minute instead of the fridge so we can get down a little faster. My mouse is getting all wet. This is my mouse pad. Well, you know what happens when you cook and drink. You always gotta piss. So I will be right back. Alright, we're going to clean up a little bit and make a lattice for our beef Wellington. Never done a lattice before on anything, so this is going to be a fucking experiment. If it works, hell yeah. If it doesn't, I don't give a fuck. Whatever. We'll learn and we'll grow for the next time. I'm going to move this dough, poof pastry dough over here because it was on the stove and the oven is on and it's hot. So it gets a little crazy. Got some more prosciutto. Get some more Italian deli meat. And we're going to grab our clean rag here. Alright, we got our countertop cleaned off. I'm going to have to grab another cutting board. And I thought I put my flour away, but I did not. So I'm going to lightly flour this cutting board. Spread that out a little bit. I'm going to clean this counter off again anyway, so it's all right. Keep thinking this towel's on my belt where it was. All right, so let's see if I can make a lattice. I've never tried, so I don't know if I can do it. So we're gonna find out today. A little flour on there just to make it easier to work with, because it is sticky. Something I learned over the years. You know when you make brownies and they tell you not to eat the brownie batter. Don't do it. It's bad for you. It can make you sick. Everybody, I used to think it was the egg, but it's not. It's actually the flour. It's gross. I'll cook it out. Baking it, cooks it out. You know, making a gravy or sauce, cooks it out. So I'm not really sure how to make a lattice. So we're gonna figure it out together. All right. Not really sure how to do this. You know what? I'm not doing this lattice shit. I'll do something else with this part of the puff pastry. I'll make a dessert. But I'm not. I'm not going to mess with the lattice. We're just going to have a very basic Beef Wellington here. And I might make a cherry or peach or nectarine or maybe even strawberry. Who the fuck knows, man? I might make a little puff pastry dessert. Yeah, you know what? I wasn't planning on doing it, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna make a dessert tonight too. Because I don't want to make a lattice. I need to learn and research how to do that before I do it. But we are going to make a good dessert. So we should probably get started on that, right? All right, if you were watching, there's a few people out there. Let me know what we should do. Should we do cherry? Strawberry? That's basically it. Strawberry or cherry, maybe some plum. We might do a plum pastry if we wanted to. I don't really want to do plum. So cherry or strawberries. Let me get some in the comments. Come on, I know a couple people are watching. Not many. I don't give a fuck if not that many. But what should I do? Cherry or strawberry? Give me an answer. Come on, some bitches. I'm gonna make up my own goddamn mind. We're gonna make us a cherry turnover, because you know why? I like cherries better than strawberries. I have to get the pits out of these cherries, which is going to be kind of a pain in the ass. Strawberry. Well, you're a little late, because I already decided to do cherry. Both? I'm not going to do both. That's too much work. But we do need to wash these cherries. And Olivia, you should know that cherry is my favorite fruit anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse these off. I'm going to pop them in this pan over here. Get the seeds out of there, the pits. Get the pits out, get the stems out, and we will cook these down with a little bit of sugar and lemon juice. And make it good as shit. Question is, how do I get the fucking pits out of here? I gotta cut them in half. I really should have, they make a cherry pitter, like a device, and I probably should buy one of those. But I really don't pit cherries all that often. I guess this is what we can do while we wait for our stuff to set. I need to flip this record or put a new record on, so hang with me for a minute. Nina Simone record. Now we're going to listen to some Green Lung. This heathen land. Journey into occult. I'll be on. All right. Now we're back to cutting up these cherries. The ones I've already cut up in this so we don't get them confused. We know how many we got to do. The intro to this album is so fucking low and quiet, it's ridiculous. I've never made a cherry turnover, so this is going to be an experiment. We'll see what we get out of it. All right, we're back. I hope this is enough cherries. I don't know if it's going to be or not, but I'm not using canned filling. Got to give a shout out to Doug at Karma on the west side, 38th and High School Road. Green Lung, which is a band that I've really gotten into recently, has they're reissuing one of their first albums, and it's for pre-order, blah blah blah. And Doug over at Karma this weekend ordered it for me, so I got one of these albums coming in, which I'm pretty stoked about because it was a good album. And I have this album on vinyl, This Heathen Land, but I don't have Woodland Rights, which is what is being re-released, which I'm stoked about. Alright, we got stems off all those shits now. Let's just get the rest of it out. Like I said, I'm not going to eat till God knows how long. It's alright, 9:30. Oh well. I'll eat and go to bed. I'm missing wrestling too. Raw is on right now, and I'm not watching it. But I'll be able to watch it later tonight. You get to watch the boring part because I didn't prep this earlier because I didn't know I was going to do a cherry turnover. I tried to stream on TikTok live tonight because I can do it from my phone, but apparently I have to be approved to do it from the browser, which is fucking stupid. So I put in an application. We'll see if they let me go live on the browser, because that's how I do these lives, is on a system called Restream, and it takes what I'm recording and sends it out to several different social media platforms. So it goes on Twitch, it goes on YouTube, it goes on Facebook, all at the same time. Now I just need to do I need to get the TikTok thing set up, because I can go live on my phone, but I can't go live on the desktop. My hands look like I just killed somebody because they're so red from this cherry juice. I promise, I didn't murder anyone. I'm just hitting cherries. I need to make some cherry bounce. If you know, you know. Good old fucking Zydeco. Takes several months to make, though, because basically you're fermenting cherries. But we'll make it happen. I'll get some good cherries and we'll make some. We will make some of it. Just cutting around this seed now because it's deep in there. Ooh, there it goes. I lost it. Whew, we're almost done with these cherries, but at least I got something to do while I'm waiting for that stuff to set and solidify. I'm not a big baker, so this is going to be a challenge for me to do this good. We got 4 left, including this one. I don't even know if this is how you make a fucking cherry pastry or turnover. But you know what? We're gonna try it. it's time to wash these motherfucking hands with this cherry juice. All right. Now, we're going to start our skillet up. Y'all love some prosciutto. Put a little olive oil in that bitch. Not a lot, but a little bit. We're also going to put some butter in there shortly. First, got olive oil in. I'm going to put our cherries in and let those cook. We may do something fancy. I don't know, it might burn my phone and shit, but we're going to do something fancy here in a minute. I don't know if I'm going to make a sauce. We're going to put some red wine into these cherries, though, that's for sure. Let that boil off. Let that cook off. We got some sugar. We got a lemon. I gotta let that wine cook off for sure. Very wine heavy right now. Put some lemon juice in there. Now you see what happens when you cook intoxicated. Well, fuck, I just broke my motherfucking juicer. Look at that. Fucking sheared right in half. The fuck am I supposed to do with this now? You can't win. I bought this juicer because I guess I can still use it. I'll keep it for a while. I bought this because like the other ones that I would buy sucked. They were like the coating and shit would come off. I don't want the coating to come off. Throw our sugar up in this bitch. A lot of sugar. You know why? Because I like sweet shit. That's probably good. There. A little bit more sugar. Look, there is a seed. I found you. Alright, I'm going to let some of this boil out. Last time I did this, I sent my smoke alarm burning. So let's hope I don't do that this time. I'm gonna turn our fan on a little bit. Hat's going back around. We're relaxed now. Usually I do this with cognac, but I ain't got no cognac, so we're doing it with bourbon. Well, that didn't work, did it? I guess we need to use a stronger bourbon. There we go. We got a little fire burning in there. Alright, we got that fire blown out. So we got that bourbon mixed in that shit. Now, we just want to let some of this liquid boil off. Holy fucking shit. You know, sometimes you do some shit and it surprises you. Like, I can't fucking bake, man, but like, this sauce is good as fuck as it is. We're gonna do a little bit more sugar because why not? Let some of that boil out. Some of the liquid boil out. We'll toss some butter in there at the end. But that's tasty as a motherfucker. It's almost 10 o'clock. I haven't even put the fucking Beef Wellington in the oven yet. But we're about to, because we're to where it needs to be put in here. We're going to use this pan because it's got holes in it, slots, so it can breathe. So we got some mushrooms on the outside of this, but it's okay. It's gonna work just fine. Here we go, we got it. Bibbidi-bobbidi-boo. So we're gonna plop it on this. Well, first I'm gonna spray it down with some cooking spray. Or maybe just wipe it down with some olive oil if I don't have a cooking spray. I don't have cooking spray. That's probably, oh fuck yeah I do. I normally don't. I don't like using this shit. But it works. Alright, here we go. Our Wellington. Boom, smack dab on our pan. That's thickening up a little bit, which is exactly what we want. We just want to get this to steam a little bit, get some of that moisture out of there. I can tell you right now that sauce is fucking good. Alright, we're going to pop our Beef Wellington. into the oven and hope, fingers crossed. Okay, Google, set a timer for 20 minutes. We're gonna hope this motherfucker's not overcooked. I want this to get thick, almost like a jelly. I may have to add some cornstarch, but maybe not. It's getting there. You just let it cook off. Yeah, it's definitely thickening up. Just trying to bust up some of these cherries, make it a little faster. Let that go for a little bit. I am not making a cocktail. That would be a bad idea for me. I have to save a little bit of wine for dinner. But this is what we're drinking so far. I gotta go flip this record. Stay tuned. It's dinner time for Dolly. I need to feed her. Usually she eats a little before this. She eats. Oh no, it's late. Yeah. She usually eats between 8:30 and 9, but it is almost 10. So you know what? I ain't fucking done cooking yet. But we gotta feed baby girl real quick. If you've never met Dolly Parton, this is Dolly Parton. She's a little baby. She's a little baby. And it's time for her dinner. Shout out to Nikki Morrison and Betty's Pooches or whatever it's called. She doesn't have a Facebook or Instagram page, which she needs one. But shout out to her. She made Dolly's collar. It has Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, and Sam from Trick or Treat on there. So, horror themed for Dolly Parton. Ooh, yeah, we're getting to a jelly-like substance now. Put a pat of butter in this when this is almost done. We'll be good to fucking go. I'm back. Oh, I forgot to change the record. Thank you for reminding me. I walked over here, but I forgot to hit play. Oh, no, I did hit play. The fucking arm's not moving. There it goes. It's moving now. It's moving now. We are very, very close with this. You can see that it's thickening up nice. We'll let some of that water cook out a little bit more. Then we're going to turn it off and put in a little bit of butter. Why? Because fuck you, that's why. Butter belongs on everything and anything you can put it on. Butter is amazing. You know how restaurants make your food so good? Butter and a lot of salt. Sometimes MSG, but they're not going to tell you that. MSG is a fantastic substance. A lot of people hate on it because of racism in the Chinese restaurants of the 80s and 90s. But MSG is not bad. I myself, like a chef I follow on Instagram, Uncle Roger, MSG stands for make shit good. Alright? It makes shit good. See, we're really thickening up here, so we're doing alright. I'm excited about this little bourbon wine cherry turnover, whatever the fuck it is I'm gonna make. So and it's getting very thick and gooey, like we need it to be. Alright, we're gonna toss some butter in there. We're gonna turn it off. We'll turn it to very low, at least. Turn it off there and stir that shit in. Let that butter melt with the heat from the residual. There. Oh, I'm excited about this son of a bitch. Alright, we got our butter mixed in there. We got our cherries in there. We got our sugar. We got some red wine. We got some bourbon. Let me tell you, that's dangerous. It's so good. But before I put it in the puff pastry, I do want to cool it down. So I'm going to put it in this container here. Scoop as much out of there as we absolutely can. I'm going to pop this in the freezer for a minute. Let it cool off. Give me about a cheese. A scoop of blue cheese. And the bladder strikes again. And the bladder strikes back. Do another hand wash here. Taking a look at it in there, it's not quite ready yet. Okay, Google, how much time is left on my timer? Got about another 10 minutes to keep an eye on that. But we're about to make ourselves a cocktail. I shouldn't do it. But you know what? This is cooking while intoxicated, so we should be very properly intoxicated. Have to go on backwards again for this. Make a margarita. I'm gonna make a blood orange margarita. I'm missing the cutting board. Where the little guy at? Got a little cutting board and he's gone. There we go. It was in there. I just didn't see him. It was tucked away, all hidden like. All right, we are gonna make a blood orange margarita, and I'm gonna use something that is legal that I bought at Total Wine and More. It is currently still legal in Indianapolis, in Indiana. Who knows for how long? But it is a Delta 9 THC drink. And I'm going to mix it. It's blood orange and bitters, so I'm going to mix it with this blood orange margarita. Why? Because it's cooking it while intoxicated. That's why. This fucking line keeps moving on me. I'm about to cut my fucking finger off. I almost did that last week, a couple weeks ago. I put a big old gash in my thumb. Shit happens though. Well, they say shit happens when you party naked. Shit happens when you cook too. We'll get some ice. Some ice. So with cocktails, anything with fresh fruit, you want to shake. Anything with not fresh fruit, you want to stir. That is my usual go-to. As you might be able to see, we got some tequila ocho, some plata, or blanco, whatever you prefer to call it, and then we got some tequila ocho reposado. Reposado means rested, and it is aged in oak barrels, which reminds me of bourbon, which is a very, very good thing for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze these blood orange juices into our mixing thing right here. It's a lot harder to do without the other handle. We'll have to buy a new fucking citrus juicer soon. I'm making such a mess. Such a mess, but it's all right. Trying to get as much blood orange juice out of these oranges as I can. Alright, now we're going to do some limes. Should be easier than the blood oranges. Much easier than the blood oranges. All right. I'm a little worried about this beef Wellington. It's not cooking like I need it to. The dough does not look done. But it's okay. It's still gonna taste good, and that's what matters. It might just be a little, the beef might be a little overcooked again. All right. For a blood orange margarita, we're gonna do 3/4 ounce of Cointreau. We're going to do an ounce of reposado. An ounce of plata, aka Blanco. In we go. Now we do a little agave syrup. I can find out what the fuck I did with it. There it is. Looked in the wrong spot. Alright, now we're gonna put a 1/2 ounce of agave syrup in there. Now, we take our ice, we pour our ice in, like that, and we give it a good shake. You shaking this. Get some of that ice melted. And that cocktail very, very mixed. Okay, Google, stop my timer. That's good. Good. I don't know if you can see over here, but I did put tahini on a little round service, and I'm going to take this blood orange, rub it around the edge of my glass here. You can soak up that tahini real good, right? Lori knows what the fuck I'm talking about. Alright, now we're going to take this glass and rotate it into some tahini. Alright, you see that beautifully rimmed tahini glass we got going on here. We're gonna double strain. I got enough for about half of one later. How about that? Cooking while intoxicated. We have a blood orange margarita rimmed with tahini and garnished with a lime. Cheers. I'll tell you what, that's good as fuck. Pop this out, just take a quick look, see where we're at with it. Looks like we're almost there. I do not want to do these dishes tonight. I probably won't. I should, but I probably won't. Alright, so we got our cherry filling here that is cold and gooey as fuck. We're just gonna lay it in here. Let me move this shit out of the way so you can see what we're doing. Alright, so we got our cherry stuff. Yeah, there it is. We got our cherry mixture. in our pastry puff. Turn it over, make sure we just get it nice. Flat. We'll see how this turns out. I'm not expecting much from it because I don't bake, but we'll see how it turns out. I'll take an egg wash on it, so it kind of get that shit to seal a little better. I don't know how this is going to turn out, this cherry stuff, but we're going to find out. If it's good, hell yeah. If it's not, oh well. It's almost like a Pop-Tart. Alright, now we can pop this sumbitch in, see how it does. It is 10:17 and I have not eaten yet. God damn it, man. I knew the Beef Wellington was going to take fucking a minute, but this still needs some time. That puff pastry ain't cooked. Oh well. I guess we'll be alright, even if we eat at midnight and go straight to bed. Spray this with a little bit of non-stick cooking spray. I don't want this to stick. Alright, taking it seam side down, plop it right in there. We're gonna pop it in the oven, right below the Beef Wellington. We know what we're doing with that, huh? We're almost good there, huh? So now it's time for the cleanup portion, which I don't fucking like to do. So we're gonna drink our margarita. Dolly's gonna bark at some random shit. First, we gotta unload the dishwasher. I hate unloading the dishwasher. I'll load it all day, but I hate unloading it. It is one of the most hated things that I do. Can't stand it. But has gotta be done. dishwasher sucks. There ain't. It always likes to leave food on things. And I'll tell you what, I bought an air purifier the other day from him. Cocksucker. Bought an air purifier the other day from Amazon. Been using it pretty heavily. And I'm already telling the difference. Like, I don't like wake up with this much in my nose and shit. So highly recommend an air purifier if you deal with allergies and shit like that. God damn, this margarita is good. I'm too good at this. The music stopped, so we're gonna be on a music pause for a minute because I'm gonna do some cleaning and talking some shit while we're at it. So I was listening to NPR like I always do. And if you're not a member, go fucking sign up for a member. Even if it's fucking $5 a month, go do it because they need it. Because that cocksucker Trump in office just fucking decimated their funding. And we need public radio. We need public television. We need it desperately. So if you can do $5 a month, if you can do fucking $3 a month, I don't give a fuck. Do it. Please go donate to WFYI. But off that tangent, I was listening to Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, which is one of my favorite NPR shows. And it made me laugh because they were talking about good old Robert F. Kennedy Jr., that fucking nut job. And they were saying, or he was saying, he wants to get rid of artificial dyes, blah, blah, blah. Which, you know, that might not be a terrible thing. Artificial dyes kind of suck. But he says something to M&M's, and M&M's like, fuck you. We ain't doing that. And then the people on Dolly Hush. The people on Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, they were saying, maybe he shouldn't go after M&M's. Maybe he should go after gummy worms. If you get that. Because he had a worm that ate his brain. But yet he's our Health and Human Services Director. Every single person that voted for Donald Trump, fuck you. I don't care if you're family, friends, or what. Fuck you. You did this. Look, I'm getting on the soapbox now because I've been drinking. All I know is if you go far enough left, you get your guns back. I love all the people that think all these liberals, well, fucking not liberals, but all these leftists aren't armed. I got news for you. I think our Beef Wellington might almost be done. I just took a peek underneath, take a closer look. Just another minute. Pretty sure the beef is going to be overcooked, but you know what? I'll get it eventually. I will get it eventually. Give that a few more seconds. Probably another minute or so. We can get rid of this egg wash now. We don't need it anymore. I might cook tacos on Wednesday or Thursday. I haven't decided yet, but that is going to be a stream. So when I decide what I'm going to cook when, I will post an event at least a day beforehand. So you gotta watch the boring part of cooking. And that is cleaning up. I hate it so much. We're going to put it over here so we can see everything and we see me have a conversation. Ooh, I'm feeling good. These fucking tequila drinks. That's a good ass blood orange margarita. Not enough for a full one, but enough for about a half of one. Well, that sucks. I left my pot holder, my handle holder, and it fell in the sink. It got all wet. We'll have to let it dry out. All right, we're going to bust out this Beef Wellington. I didn't make the red wine sauce, and I don't care. I'm not going to make a sauce for it. I'm going to finish this tequila drink. I'm going to get that out of the oven. Pour me a glass of wine, and we're going to eat. Finally, at 10:30 p.m. Wipe this counter down a little bit. We got some dishes we need to do, but we'll do them a little later when I'm done cooking. I'm done eating. All right. We'll grab a plate. I'm gonna pop it in this oven. Get that a little heated up. Put our tequila away. And our Cointreau. I don't know how to fucking pronounce it, but it's that. All right, we got about a glass of wine left. Vámonos las caballeros. You did well. All right, you know what? Our Beef Wellington is done. And I am very hesitant. Very, very hesitant. God damn it. I gotta miss this camera. Fuck it. That's right enough, I guess. We're close enough. Whew. Anyways, I'm really hoping this Beef Wellington is a medium rare. For some reason, I don't think it's gonna be, but I hope it is. I'll let it rest for a little bit. You can see it. Look at that golden brown, crusty, tasty puff pastry there. Pop our plate right here. Grab our fish turner because it's the best thing to use. And set it right there. Now, the question is, do I cut this in half right now and see if it's medium rare? Or do I just stop the stream right now so y'all don't know? That's a good question. Fuck it, let's see what we got. Let's hope for a good medium rare. Ooh, a nice flaky crust. That's a good sign. Cutting it into... Oh, yeah! Look at that. Nice red in the center. That is a perfectly fucking cooked Beef Wellington. I did it this time. I'm gonna go eat this shit and I'm gonna drink this wine. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna be back on Wednesday for some fucking tacos. So tune in. Peace out. I'm gonna drink some more. If I can find out where I'm at here. I'm gonna drink some more and I am going to eat.